of Musure World. And I know a lot of you have been hearing about, the metaverse and what that means. A lot of people think about it's only about how brands can capitalize on it, but there's something more deeper inside of what is actually happening around us, and 5G with the networks and accelerating that the metaverse is actually what we're here to talk about. So Tano, I'm so excited to have you here. Please share with everybody just a little bit about you, where you're coming from, and what you have been working on for the past year.
Perfect. Well, hi everyone. I'm Tano. I'm waiting to share the screen.
Okay, let me share the screen. Okay. There we go.
Perfect. Okay. Let me know if you can see it.
I think it's all good. I can see it. Yep.
Perfect. Well, I'm Tano. I'm the founder of Musure World, an NFT Play-to-Earn Metaverse, where creators and players own the economy through digital properties, immersive parties, and daily quests. So everything started 1 year ago when we saw the show on Fortnite of Travis Scott, and we see that will be the focus of Musure World. And after that, we understood that the problem was bigger, that the creators needed to build a strong economy around them, that Twitch and YouTube pays to them almost nothing. So this is where it was very, very huge. And following to that, we did an MVP. We did a show with a Brazilian DJ. Here we understood that the problem was bigger, and well, it was a video game. Well, it's a social experience. You can chat around, you can walk with your flying bird, and well, the experience was amazing, and everything started here, and now we are. You can follow us on.
So this is really interesting because the people that are watching here are wanting to learn about prototyping and launching and then commercializing, and essentially that's what you were doing here. You prototyped an idea that you had from the Travis Scott. Can you walk us through how you did that? Like, how did you promote? Like, how did you set up the collaboration? How did you implement this? What technologies did you use here to test this idea?
Perfect. And at first we started with Unreal Engine 5. Sorry, 4 we used for this show. And we started with the concept art and making the partnership with the artist. We were looking forward with working with electronic music artist from Brazil. She's called Blanca. And we worked with them with the concept art, and we were inspiring on different video games that are focusing on making shows. So that's all. We take about 3 months to build this.
Wow.
And it was a long ride. Was very difficult because we have a story to tell. We haven't software, so we had to build the software from zero. And thank you to Unreal Engine to let us make everything very easier. These moments are very powerful for startup founders, because everything is much easier to build things. So
quick question on when you were building this, you're just like, you said, oh wow, totally inspired from the Travis Scott. What was in your mind, like building this? Like, walk me through kind of like the thought process you had.
Okay.
Thinking of this concept to actually building it, and then when was that point where you said, I think we have something here?
Perfect. Well, everything started. I did the 10 event. I was a founder of a mass event production company from 2018 to 2020. We did 10 event. The biggest one event was about 5K people. Wow. So my background is about entertainment. I also was music manager of 4 artists and 1 streamer. So my background is related to music and entertainment. And when the lockdown in April 2020 happened, we turn back and we see Twitch and YouTube, and we saw that there was a lot of limitation. The first one was about the experience. Was in 2D, everything was so plain, not immersive, and we were bored. Also, super important, I'm a gamer. I play every day and every night with my friends. So I was like in video games, and I say to them like, hey, what do you think if we put the DJ here and or something like that? And I see the VFX, and I was like, this is what I need, what we need, an immersive experience. So that was the first point of and the first energy where it come from the bored moment. I asked my friend, well, we did more than 50 interviews with music fans and music artists, and they were talking about the same that I started.
Oh, wow.
Yes, they agreed.
You're totally leaving out a big part of how you did this. Like, walk me, because you asked 50 music fans, you asked for people that want to understand like how to prototype and test an idea. This is really a big part of it. How did like, what did you do with these fans? Like, did you like, how did you test them? How did you interview them? Walk me through that.
Okay, but first, I'm a lover of Lean Startup. So Lean Startup talks about problem fit, solution fit with this problem. So the first thing was about problem fit, and we set that hypothesis, and we in these interviews with the music fans, we use the previous fan base that we have from the production company, event production company. So and they said that they agreed with us. Was interviews talking about hypotheses, talking about their fears, if they were bored about the experience, and how did they see the solutions. And we talked about the Travis Scott. Also in that same moment came up the Travis Scott show, and everything was super clear for me. That was amazing. Epic Games, they are amazing, really. They did an epic show and showed to us the path of immersive experiences.
Cool.
That's all. And after that, problem fit, solution fit, we prototyped in the middle. We did like a design sprint, but you can do something very easiest. And after we came out with a prototype, and we go forward with the solution fit. What's a PDF? Very simply showing them the experience, how this will be, and they say to us like, yes, I like it. We need it. I need it, and we have to make it.
That's a very crucial part of building and prototyping. Is not saying, oh, I have this idea and then I'm going to prototype it. You went the right way in talking to the people and understanding their problems, and then you offered them, in a PDF. Is that what you did?
Yes, the prototype.
PDF before even building the application. Is that correct?
Of course, yes. Prototype needs to be agile and super less expensive than everything for building things. Yes.
And I think it has like, there's something to be said about when you do really great customer interviews or user interviews, that you'll be able to take those insights and to be able to craft that experience based on what they said. So, it's like, all right, these are all the things that you want. And you and your team, you're like, okay, how can we make this the best thing for them, rather than saying, this is what I think and this is what I should build. I got to applaud you for going that route.
We use like a graph, and when we put everything that we can build, and we were talking with people, with the fans, and the most valuable things and that cost the much less than everything else, that's the thing that we need to focus. that will be like the thing. If this allow a lot of value, is give a lot of value to the user, and the cost is cheap, that's the thing that you have to do right now.
Right.
And uh,
That's amazing
i- i-
advice. Oh my God.
yes, and if I would say an advice, it will be use a current street. Do not build the street. If I come back to the history, if I go back, I will do it my show on other platform. I will not build my own. This is an advice for the time of the past.
Yeah.
So because it was an interesting learning, building on our own software. It's not easy,
Yeah.
but well, we was on that, and we have to finish, and we did it. But it's easier if you build your things on something existing.
Yes. Awesome. Great. So
So
sorry, we
let's
totally went on a different tangent, but let's go back into this prototype that you shared with the initial group of testers.
yes, let me know what what.
No, this is fantastic. So you made this all in Unreal.
Unreal Engine, yes, of course. Well, I will talk about me, a little bit about me. How I say, I was the founder of a mass event production company, and I have a Bachelor of Business Administration. I graduated from the Founder Institute with the highest grade 1 month ago. Also, I graduated from the Y Combinator Startup School. They are both Silicon Valley accelerators. I went for 5 hours and contest by innovation and social technology impact. The last one was from Epic Games. The Unreal Engine give us
Yeah, I
a
saw
grant.
this week. Yes.
Yes, they give us a grant for building the Musure World Metaverse on Unreal Engine. So thank you very much. And we are looking forward, and they are allowing us to build the future. Really, this is a huge opportunity, and we are gonna take it, and we're gonna make it super epic. And of course, I was music manager of 4 artists and 1 streamer, and of course, I'm a gamer. That's why I understand this from the inside.
Yeah.
That's
It's
that will
like,
be.
a lot of people say like the best founders are the founders that are building the solutions to fix their own problems. And I
Mm.
think I think they are definitely onto something with you.
Yes, I was bored in the experience, and I needed it, and I was like looking at the VFX on every game, and okay, so I needed it for me. So I want to talk about something very easy
Yeah.
now, and making complex the talk. The first thing is about what is the blockchain. Well, here we can talk about an analogy that I like to share. Blockchain is it's like a tree, and the cryptos are like the blocks of this blockchain, and the tokens are like the fruits of this blockchain. For example, Musure World is launching our own token on December, and we are a fruit from a blockchain. So this is very interesting. There can be a lot of tree, of course. So that's why also there are a lot of blockchains. And the most valuable things about blockchain and why we need them is digital scarcity, security, transparency, and a true digital ownership that we didn't have before.
Yeah.
That's something that is happening now on our social networks like Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. Everything that we post on them is not our
Not ours. Yeah.
it's not ours, of course. So that's where blockchain comes. It's a simple example, of course.
Fantastic.
So what is an NFT? Well, a non-fungible token. For me, it's a digital property that is unique and irreplaceable. So the same that I said before, when you are the owner of a skin, or your son or something is owner of a skin on Fortnite, for example, you are not the really owner. If you want to sell these things, or the skin increase in value, you are not the owner of the skin or this asset. So also an NFT, it's a contract. A token is a contract, a crypto, a blockchain, everything is a contract. So if we start or who start to be the owner of NFTs is starting to be the owner of contract and digital properties, and this give a lot of value to people. And there are people that they are like 20 30 40 50 years old, and they are not owners of anything. And now with blockchain, they can be the owner of something, of digital values, and that can increase in time. They can take loans on this. So it's really a game changer for me, the NFT. That's why they are exploding right now also. And we are seeing something this for that, what can be the NFT really.
Yeah, I think a lot of people only see like NFTs as something like an auction where people are trying to get like the highest bidder. I like from my perspective, I see that a lot of people really don't actually understand the value of an NFT, that it's not like that initial sale. It's actually the longevity of having an asset that you can say, this is mine, I own this. I could potentially take this asset with your asset and make something better. I think a lot of people are looking at it in a digital sense without actually putting it metaphorically into the physical sense. And I think like that's kind of the thing that Musure World stood out for me, is that the NFT is not just a commodity. It's actually like an asset, as if I had like my house. It's a lot of people kind of misunderstand like the whole like thing about NFTs, because we only see the auctions and $8 million for this picture, but if people don't really understand the underlying foundations of NFTs.
Yep, there are a lot of use case, store value store, use case like in metaverses for bringing more values, like in Musure World. And well, we don't know how many use cases we can have in the next following years. But
I think that's the smartest thing to say, is like, we know what we don't know.
we know that we know. True, absolutely true. And something is important. An NFT can bring a digital property to someone that doesn't have anything before, and this can they can stake this NFT, for example, and staking this, they can bring more value to their life. For example, with a loan, that's someone that is not owner of anything. It's a specific case, of course. If we give a loan to them, they will increase their life value by a lot. That in comparison, that giving this loan to anyone who have already money. So this is something very interesting, because there are people in the world that doesn't have an identification, for example, and that's something basic.
And it's incredible when we think about what kind of like social impact this is going to have for people that cannot be banked. Like, I'm in Singapore, which is like a small country in Southeast Asia, but in the Philippines, you have millions and millions of people that cannot even get a bank account. But they would be able to play games and be able to own NFTs for the future. So they'd be able to create this sort of asset building for themselves in the digital space, where they wouldn't be able to because of the banks in the real.
Old school people.
Yeah, they're really freaking amazing.
Well, you are changing this.